right, guys, here we are. We are live on SCN tonight. Um, how about them Bucks? Oh man, you know where, where are you? Okay, so he was 26 for 49. I believe that's a little over 50. 270 yards, and of course a late pick, and he had the pick earlier in the game. Other than throwing to Kelsey, he was nowhere to be found in this game. Hey, I've been up since 4:30. But hey, I'm drinking to this. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm off tomorrow. I'm excited about it. 26 for 49, 270 yards passing, two picks. I guess we start out with what were your thoughts on that game? They shut down Hill. Let me tell you, they just exposed Mahomes. They completely, and you can't convince me otherwise. They completely exposed him this weekend. He had no answers for that Bucks defense. Yeah, and I mean, Edwards-Helaire though, he didn't have a bad game. 9 carries, 84, or no wait, 64 yards. I'm misreading that. But yeah, he had an okay game, but that was it. This looked like a completely different Bucks team than we saw when they played earlier this year in Tampa. Yeah, that game was in Tampa. I don't think you can compare two sports. That's the big thing. I think it's safe to say he is in a way the Michael Jordan of the sport, but I don't think you can say is he better than this person that plays another sport because it's two different disciplines. Come on, he's feeling some sort of pain. I mean,
But if you see him play, it's almost like he never ages at all.
and can I tell you as well that Bill Cowher made all these guys look like fools today? Because Bill Cowher, the CBS analyst he's on right now, he predicted he's the only one of all those pregame analysts that picked the Bucks. Only one. Everyone else said Chiefs. It's going to be a shootout. Now I'm disappointed though that it wasn't a shootout. I thought for sure we were expecting a shootout. Thought it was going to come, and it just didn't materialize.
Yeah. I think that one of the reasons why he upped is he just knew as a coach standpoint that maybe he's just going to choose differently and knows just as a coach himself just knows what to expect from a team that's already played his team earlier in the year. I mean,
Okay, you may get mad at me real quick. We just went the first like 5 minutes without me realizing that your audio was off. I could hear you, but they couldn't. I fixed it now. So my apologies for that for the viewers. I
thanks.
promise you I was not trying to mute Jason. But I guess we'll go back and, discuss this. You know,
Had to we
I
start
don't
at the
know.
beginning all
Oh,
over again?
you remember what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Let me
I'll
back.
let you ramble on
le-
through real quick.
Okay, let me backtrace trace my
Let's get the
steps.
spark notes here.
All right, go through my bullet points. Bucks basically give the biggest ass whipping to the Chiefs ever. Mahomes has the worst loss since
Since
the
college.
well, yeah, since college, and biggest deficit since the Houston Texans last year in the divisional round playoffs.
And you were
Um,
just comparing him to you were comparing Tom Brady to Michael Jordan. You said he was
unfortunately,
better, but
I
he's
mean,
not better than
you can
Jordan.
only say that yes, he has won more than Jordan, but he's not better than Jordan because Jordan went a perfect he went undefeated in the finals. Brady only has 3 losses on his tarnish, but you know what? 7-3 in the Super Bowl. Tell you what, I'd take that over anything in a heartbeat.
And it's
Unfortunately, there's some guys that probably wish they could have that kind of record in the days, probably Montana and Steve Young, but
and who's sitting here now. And the question is, we talked about it earlier this morning. What does this do to Belichick's legacy now that Brady has won without him? What does it do to Belichick's legacy in your eyes?
I think it just shows that maybe it was all Tom Brady that was the real reason why they were so dominant in the AFC East for all these years. Hence, why you saw the first year out of the Tom Brady system in New England, they one didn't make playoffs and two didn't win that division. So three now if you're looking at Bill Belichick and New England going forward, and you see Tom Brady, your former quarterback, win a Super Bowl, yeah, you get a little pissed off. Maybe you cheer for him because he's your former quarterback. I know Robert Kraft said he was all in favor of Tom Brady winning his seventh ring, which good for him. That shows a lot of pride for his former owner. But if you're Tom Brady, you go out there, you won your seventh ring. Do you just retire on the top, or do you say, if I can go for one more, I might as well end it with one more?
And we discussed this a few weeks ago. What more does Tom Brady have to prove other than the passing yards record, the passing touchdowns record? He really doesn't have much more to prove. This Super Bowl, of everything he's accomplished, this means very little at this point. All it does is just pad him. It pads his legacy as one of the greatest of all time, if
And
not
I think it
now
pads
the
his
greatest.
ego too.
That too, but we'll get to that another day. So I guess let's backtrack as well to the second quarter. It was a flag fest, just offsides, pass interference, defensive holding. Did the refs cost the Chiefs this win?
I don't know. I think it was more the Chiefs costed this win themselves. You cannot have all those penalties and expect to win a game. You kind of just, shot the bullet in your own foot and basically just limped your way through the whole game, basically. And no, I'm not making fun of Mahomes with his limping and his supposed turf toe, I'm not going there.
Uh,
But, I mean, Brian,
yeah.
we were correct in the Bucks winning, but
I
I
didn't
didn't
think it was
think it
going to
was
be
going to
like
be
this.
such a blowout.
I really didn't expect this. And, you know, I think if you look back at the second quarter and all those bad calls that were made, yes, two of them were illegitimate. I mean, the Mike Evans flop, that was LeBron style flopping right there. I
I mean,
mean,
very well could
come
have.
on. He sold it perfectly. Mike Evans sold it perfectly. Um, but the defensive holding on Evans, where he was wrapping around like this, I don't know if you can make that call. I think that's a little too much gray area for me. And I stated it a few weeks ago. If you're going to make a call early in a game, you've set the tone for the rest of the game. I didn't really see that this game, but at the same time, Mahomes also costed them a chance by not playing at 100%. And you can say, oh, well, if they had their offensive line, they would, you could say if they had Eric Fisher, things would have been different. I don't think any of that makes a difference. This is Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. But let's watch real quick. They're actually about to hand out the Lombardi Trophy right now. So, Roger Goodell, I'm sure he's being met by boos right now. I'd boo him if I was there.
Yeah, so would I. And like I think he's one of the many commissioners that embraces the booze at this point.
How how bad do you think he feels sitting up there? Because he suspended Brady a few years ago. Do you think he's just feeling like he's getting trolled at this point?
I think
There it
so,
goes.
honestly. It seems like every year he tries to get after Brady. Brady's like, bitch, I got another one. You can't do anything to fucking stop me.
You can suspend me, but you can't mess up my legacy. Number one commissioner in the league.
Now, Brian, I know that they haven't announced MVP, but after seeing this game, would you have to say it's either got to be Leonard Fournette or Gronk that's the MVP?
I think for sure it's Tom Brady. I think Gronk had a breakout performance. They had no answer for him.
I'm just
But
sad. I'm just
I
mad
mean,
that it has to always be a quarterback-oriented MVP for the Super Bowl.
I mean,
Like,
Brady got 3 touchdowns though. He didn't
yes,
have the
but
yardage, but he got the
yeah,
touchdowns.
and I think a lot of the NFL is going to see Tom Brady had the 3 touchdowns. Yes, he had 3 touchdowns, but if you think about it, he had two to Gronk, basically back-to-back touchdowns, and then what had the touchdown to Antonio Brown?
Oh yeah, yeah. Antonio Brown had the other one. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen to see if they're going to announce the Super Bowl MVP. Looks like we're still a few minutes away from that. Um, is there anyone in particular you're happy for in this Super Bowl win? Like any player on that team that you're specifically happy for that they got the Super Bowl? Or coach?
Um, Bruce Arians, he definitely deserves it. He's deserved it since Arizona, tell you the truth.
He's,
I
he's,
think he got very screwed out of the NFC Championship um,
he's just
with
so good with older
Arizona.
quarterbacks. He is so good with them. And he's been an offensive guru for years. I'm happy for him.
I guess the other
Uh,
maybe player I'm happy
Brady's
about
on the
over.
podium.
I can't say I'm happy with for. I can't say I'm not. I'm not happy about Antonio
Yep,
Brown.
Super Bowl MVP is Tom Brady.
Huh. Uh,
No
of
surprise
course.
there.
I mean, I figured he probably would be.
Yeah. All right then. I mean, we expected that one to happen. So, I
I just
guess
think that being MVP in the Super Bowl just doesn't mean as much as it used to, because I think they used to give the MVP like a truck or a car back in the day.
I think they
Now they
still
just don't
do.
even.
And you get to shout that you get to go to Disney World to celebrate.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's gonna go to Disney World with
I
everything
think
going on.
the question is now do you shout, I'm taking Disney World home with me? Like a kit or something. I don't know. Hey, he's close
I,
enough to Disney World.
I I honestly think. Oh, I hate to talk about money and stuff like that, but you want to know how much money Tom Brady has now made with all the accomplishments he's had in the postseason? Like the dude, like has literally made $500,000 every time he's won a postseason game, reached the NFC Championship, won the NFC Championship, won the Super Bowl, like
And you
the
think
man's
he's
raking in
donating
the
it?
dough.
I think
Uh,
he's donating it. I don't know. I
he,
could be wrong.
and if he doesn't, he's the most arrogant prick I've ever.
He's just supporting his family.
I know,
Oh,
but
man.
you're already making you already have made so much money in your career. You really need the extra incentives.
Yeah, so I guess my other question is was Mahomes grounded in this game? Like, do you think this delegitimizes him in any way, shape, or form? Do you think he was hosed down to
Now, what
reality?
I have to say is, I don't know if you heard what Romo was saying. Oh well, I still think he's gonna be great. Yeah, if he won this, you know, I kind of figured this whole Romo talk was gonna happen. He's like, well, if Mahomes would have won it, the gap would have been closer. But now that it's 7-1,
The gap's
you would
done.
have to get 8. I'm sorry, Romo. Why? See,
The
if I
gap's
remember,
done.
Brian, when we were talking this, did I not say something about Romo saying something like this? Did I
I
not
believe
say?
you did.
I swear, I swear that's what I said. And everybody, you could backtrack it. You
Up
try to
Drake from
re-listen to
State
us
Farm.
on our normal podcast. It's up today. You can go and check it out
Yeah,
on all
all of our
Spotify.
platforms. Yeah,
Yes, all of our platforms, even including YouTube, which we're on right now. Um, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere in the middle of the first part or the second part after our anchor break. If somebody wants to go in and check when I said that part and then replay it for us, I'm pretty sure I will say it's something that Romo said that if Mahomes was going to win, that somehow he would say that that gap would have been a little bit there. But the thing that pissed me off, the thing that really ticked me off, was when he said, "Well, even with this loss, I still think he's going to be great, and he's going to be in so many Super Bowls and win so many Super Bowls." I'm
he's gonna
sorry.
he's gonna win more. There, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but he's not going to be like Brady and being in it like almost every single year. I hate to
Exactly.
say it. I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to be biased about my team at all, but Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are
Knocking on the
they're
door.
knocking on the door,
Hey,
and they're
don't
not.
don't count out Tennessee though. Don't count them out. They're getting better.
Yeah, but they looked pretty bad against the
Telling
Baltimore
you. And another
Ravens.
thing, the AFC is getting tougher, whether you want to see it or not. Now that the Patriots don't have supremacy in the AFC,
Yeah, they're gonna be tougher.
I mean, look at it. No team in the AFC made it at a record of 9-7 or worse.
Hmm.
You had to be 10-6 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, but even a 10-6 team missed the playoffs. That's the problem. And sorry, Miami fans.
Yeah, and that too. I mean, look, that gap in the AFC has closed, but the NFC has so much tighter competition. And can I also just say about Tom Brady's run to the Super Bowl? This probably, it, maybe you'll agree here. This was probably the toughest run to the Super Bowl he has ever had in his life. I
I mean,
mean,
he had to
no
beat
bye week
Heineke.
and no bye week. He had to beat the Washington football team with the top 5 defense. He had to beat
Hmm.
the Saints with, I believe, arguably the number 1 defense in the NFL,
Yeah.
and he got stomped by him twice this year. Then on top of it, he had to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in Lambeau,
And
and
their
Aaron
defense
Rodgers was
was
the
like top
MVP.
three.
Yeah, and Rodgers was the MVP. And then
Hmm.
they had to beat Patrick Mahomes and Steve Spagnuolo, who is probably one of the greatest defensive minds the game has ever seen. So, let me assure you that this was by far his toughest road to win a Super Bowl, in my view, ever. Of any Super Bowl he's ever gone to. And he's played Peyton Manning so many times.
I mean, he's played a Payne,
But,
Joe Flacco, even though, yes, we all know Joe Flacco
well, when Jim
doing anything
Caldwell
right now.
left, Joe
True.
Flacco left the building.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he's not going to re enter the building.
Nah, he's going to be a backup for the rest of his life.
Well, you know what? I'm sure at this point he's okay with that because he still has his championship ring.
Very true.
And it's still hard to believe, and I don't want to talk about much about other quarterbacks, but it's kind of hard for me to believe that Tyrod Taylor has a Super Bowl ring at, with how much he's done. So little has done in his career. Yeah, he's only been to playoffs as a
Blame the
starter
Chargers doctor
once.
for the fact he didn't do anything in LA. Come on. He punctured his lung.
I know,
But
I know, and that's sad
okay.
too.
Like,
Um,
I guess now looking at the other aspects of the Super Bowl, what were your thoughts here on the halftime show? I know you don't like the weekend.
Actually, I was pretty impressed by it. I thought he put on a pretty good performance.
I,
I tell you what. And honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but didn't it sound like he was actually singing
it
live?
kind of did. It kind of
It didn't
did.
sound like it was. It didn't
But
sound like it was
but you know what I liked?
pre-recorded.
But you know what I liked? Because you looked at the last 2 Super Bowls, you had Shakira and J-Lo shaking their asses on television, which
Yeah.
upset so many Karens out there. Meanwhile,
Well, yeah.
us men, we enjoyed it. But
And we're
the
not trying to
women,
sound sexist there.
no, but the women hated it, and a lot of the parents of kids hated it. Um, Adam Levine a few years ago ripping his shirt off. The Janet Jackson tit slip. This was this was probably the maybe details will come out in the coming days. I don't know, but in my eyes, I didn't see much that could have been seen as controversial in that halftime. The only thing that bugged me was that camera when he's singing "I Can't Feel My Face When I'm With You," and he's spinning the camera around all sorts of directions. Like, I don't know. To me, that got me dizzy. But
I don't think I didn't really watch too much of the halftime show, but what I did see, and I legit thought I was gonna hear a rock song out of the weekend because tell you what,
he was winding up.
their drummer there, he can crank the hell out of that kit, the skins of the kit, and whew,
We're talking to
I,
a
I
music guy here.
and I honestly thought, wow, maybe the weekend can pull off like a rock song out of his ass or something like that, and then somehow, boom, then there's like a bunch of guys on the field just dancing with masks on. I'm like, what the hell is this?
You know, that was so weird, but I mean, he did so well. I think he did pretty well. I don't think he was the best halftime show, but
No, well, definitely not.
I think he did just well enough. Shakira was okay. Adam Levine had a decent one. But I mean, this was the first real decent one in a few years. That I think it wasn't controversial.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I guess I'm happy about that. And again, the music was good. It actually sounded like he was really singing.
I know, and well, the thing is I could have sworn that the NFL wanted everything sending mess ups on live television, but I guess that changed this year.
Did he drop an F bomb though when he was singing? That's what I want to know. Because I think I heard an F bomb when he was singing. That could be the
And if
controversial part now that I think of it.
and if he did, then they could listen to that, hear it for next year, and be like, well, guess what? We don't want to have that next year, so guess what? Let's go after. Well, the problem is the reason I'm not trying to be sounding hypocritical about hip hop or pop artists in general, but the real reason why I think the NFL is going after him is because they know for a fact that they can get them to pre-record and lip sync to their own songs, where rock
Mm.
and roll and other musicians, like say country singers or metal heads, other genres like that, like bands like Green Day or Metallica or AC/DC, they want to actually perform live because they're so used to it.
And Green
And
Day
I'm not.
just. Yeah, Green Day performed last night, by the way. Well, of
And
course,
Metallica's performing tonight after the Super Bowl on the late night show on Colbert.
yeah, Stephen Colbert. But of course, the equalizer is on right now. The post game is over. The NFL season is over.
It's officially over with.
But
It's been one hell.
I gotta give a round of applause to the NFL though. The fact that they got all those games in, even with
I know.
rearranging the schedule, is phenomenal. And we can shit on Roger Goodell all day for all the shitty things he's done in the league. But this is the one thing he has done right. He got the games, he got all the games played, no games canceled. So,
And unfortunately, not every other sport can say that
yeah,
because,
NBA can't say that.
yeah, the NBA has postponed games.
Yeah, but even last season, the NBA couldn't say that. The NHL
But
couldn't
if
say
you
that.
think, I know, but if you think about it, NBA technically hasn't canceled the game; they just postponed it for a different day. So if you
But
think about it in a
it's still in the works.
true, and I'm pretty sure, and oh, I was gonna say this. I know this is our whole Super Bowl special. I know I hate for me to change ships.
All right, let's hear it real quick.
Um, so what's your take about everybody shitting on the All-Star game? Apparently, the players say that they don't want it to happen.
Don't let it
They're going
happen.
to still do it. So I don't know
No,
what your take about it is.
no, that's my take. No. We'll talk about it next week, obviously, but no is my
Right.
short answer. I'll elaborate more next week. Um, but I guess another thing we've
Now,
talked about the last 2 weeks as well, going back to the Super Bowl, we talked
mhm,
about, Stephen A. Smith saying that if Mahomes didn't win the Super Bowl, he can't be considered the GOAT.
mhm.
Do you think that now eliminates him from any GOAT discussion, seeing that he couldn't beat the best of the best? And not to mention, he lost to the best of the best by
unless
double digits.
unless there's a rematch between these two teams next year that can make sure that he gets the revenge. No, I can't. But if say these two teams somehow meet again next year and Mahomes gets revenge and actually beats Brady, maybe that
I think he needs to
then
blow out
you
Brady.
that's the only way that he can ever
I
redo the change. I don't know,
yeah,
rehash the hype around his name because now if you think about it, Chiefs fans look at this and like, I don't even know if I can go after this team now that they just got embarrassed on national television by one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time
oh
in Tom Brady.
oh, we actually got breaking news here. Our friend Zach Carmine's about to join the stream in just a second.
Oh, really?
He's going to join the channel, so we'll get his input in just a moment here.
Oh,
I
man.
thought we were going to wrap up, but hey, let's have Zach join. We'll get his thoughts and opinions here on the game.
I guess the other question I have, I know this might be a little early. Who do you think could be one of your heavy favorites that could be in the Super Bowl next year? And no, it's not too early to think about this.
Not looking at free agency. Actually, let's see. Hold up. Zach's actually here now. Let's see. He's connecting. He's got a green screen.
Fans, your Champa Bay Gronkaneers. The Champaneers are champions of the world. Go to NFLshop.com to get your gear today.
We're going to Disney World. Okay. We missed Brady saying he's going to Disney World.
He can go to Busch Gardens. It's better.
Oh boy. So Zach, I guess the first question here: what were your thoughts on that game?
I thought it was a terrible game by Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, I agree.
I think that Max Kellerman doesn't know what he's talking about anymore. I think he should be fired from ESPN for saying that Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the world. So, at this point.
I think that man needs to lay off the weed, as you guys like to say.
Yeah.
Lay off the weed.
Yeah.
Right.
Stay off the weed.
Get off the hash pipe.
Lay off the weed. Go for 12 hours. No, I'm not sponsored by Genesee, but like I said about Mountain Dew, Genesee, here's the virtual hug. Come and join us. No.
Are you guys gonna try that 3D Doritos?
Oh,
Like
Doritos?
what? Yeah,
that was a good ad.
Doritos.
That was a good ad.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're actually bringing back the 90s themed Doritos.
Yeah, I want some of those whenever I see them. So
I honestly thought people were bullshitting me when I heard, oh yeah, Doritos 3Ds are back. I'm like, what? There's no way. And then I hear, oh, Doritos 3D. Oh, they're 3D. I'm like, what? Those were like basically the main thing when I was a kid. I mean, I think even before I was even born.
yeah, I changed my Twitter account to the Champaneers. So yeah, I got Tom Brady as the profile picture.
Oh my
But
gosh.
this is the story of Tampa. All right, so of course March we had COVID. After that, everything shut down. Sports shut down. So we come back with the NHL. They get the Stanley Cup in September.
Mm-hmm.
In November, they get the World Series runner-up with the Rays. In December, they got the Raptors team, basically, because they're now playing in Tampa. And then in February, they got the Super Bowl. It's like that means COVID doesn't even matter anymore. Tampa, life is better than it's ever been.
Tampa is like Boston a few years ago when the Patriots won. Then I believe it was the Red Sox that won.
That's true.
It must be the Tom Brady effect over there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would go that far. See, when you were talking about the Raptors, you could barely even call them Tampa Bay, though.
The reason why, there's a Champa Bay. All right, it's Champa Bay, not Tampa Bay. Champa Bay.
Champa Bay. Yeah.
Champa News.
No.
But basically, Boston. It was actually the Bruins, the Red Sox, and the Patriots. They all won in the same year.
Well, the Bruins always choked because the Bruins were just a bunch of thugs. I mean, Marchand couldn't keep his tongue in his mouth.
Yeah.
But
that was like 2 years ago, not then. But I don't think he was playing then, actually.
I just remember he licked Ryan Callahan, and we all got really upset here in Rochester. So, but yeah, so, oh my goodness. What a night, and Mahomes got rocked. Man, all I gotta say is, what about those penalties earlier, too? I know we just discussed this, but what about those penalties?
I think it was I don't know. That was terrible. Like, honestly, I think their defensive coordinator needs to be taken out of that position. Didn't he get hired by somebody though?
I don't think he
Or did he
did.
get?
You know what?
I think it was.
I don't have a good blindfold, but at least the final two first half plays. I got a garbage bag here. I'm just going to use this as a blindfold. This is what Sarah Fisher was doing, or whatever her name was. This was her watching Mike Evans just flop.
The definition of.
Oh my God! The flag landed on the field. Okay.
So my opinion on this is that I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to be the new Packers. It's just so many. It's just like it just reminds me of the same issue. So the Packers, they were stacked 2011 or 2010 when they won 2010, yeah. And then after that, they couldn't afford anybody, so everybody left. And then Rodgers that's it. Ever since, there's not been anybody on the team besides him.
The thing is, they can't. I don't think they can make it work like the Patriots dynasty. At least the Patriots dynasty could help, like maneuver to make players stay. And even if they couldn't, they had the next man up mentality. I just don't think the Chiefs have that in them.
They also are paying Patrick Mahomes literally almost $200 more million dollars than Tom Brady was getting paid. Yeah. So
now, I don't know if you guys saw, but apparently they were comparing Russell Wilson to Patrick Mahomes in the way that they lost the first year in the playoffs. They won in their second year in the Super Bowl. And now you can compare them that they both got their asses beat by Tom Brady in their third year as starter. Now, that's a very interesting thing I saw.
Seattle got their asses beat. They just passed it on the 2-yard line when they had the best running back in the league.
Straight up, Seattle was a straight up fluke. That's fact.
Mm-hmm. So now I guess you can really say that Patty Mahomes is going to have that Seattle Seahawks type factor, maybe not be able to go anywhere ever since then.
He's going to be a mix of Seattle and Green Bay in a way. I don't know. That's the way I see it.
Either that or maybe New Orleans kind of team. Like, I feel bad for Drew Brees. He should have won another Super Bowl.
Well, he's retiring now.
Yeah, he's supposed to announce that tomorrow, and
he's going to. You don't go to league minimum unless you're retiring.
Right.
So, and Jameis Winston just announced he's going to re-sign, so that's going to be interesting.
ESPN 30 for 30.
Do I have my blindfold still? Here we go. Jameis Winston in the pocket.
Exactly.
Hit. All right.
I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. We were discussing a topic, something like earlier. I can't exactly remember. I was gonna ask, and then I totally lost what I was gonna say. So, but now that Mahomes has had that whole Brady experience in the Super Bowl, do you say that he can live up to being able to go to another one and maybe having so much success as he had in 2020? I mean, mind you, yes, it was San Fran, and yes, they were down by 10 points, and they came back and won it. But the Bucs, it wasn't definitely not that same team as San Fran was.
See, you had Choker Jr. coaching the game. I mean, that's your number one issue on why Kansas City won that game. And Mahomes played like shit up till the last few minutes. So
you also had Andy Reid as a coach, so
yeah.
I don't care what before he was a joke of a coach. Everybody said he was terrible. He would never win a Super Bowl and all this. And he won a Super Bowl, and then he reverts back to where he was before, and now it's going to be.
You know what?
But how distracted was he tonight?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Now,
was the mask bothering him? It kind of
it wasn't. It wasn't the mask.
No, but you know what's funny? Every time they panned over to the sidelines, every time the CBS camera guy panned over to their sidelines, Andy Reid never had the playbook. It was always Eric Bieniemy. Do you think maybe either he was too distracted to make the play calls, or was he making a statement saying that these guys should have hired Eric Bieniemy? Because if that's the case, he just made a very weak case for Eric Bieniemy to ever get a job.
I think it was a little bit of both. It had to be he wanted to show that he deserved a head coach. I'm sorry, but if your son literally...
He handed him the burger menu.
I don't know if you heard, apparently there was a 9-year-old, there was like a little girl that, I hate to say it, rest her soul, apparently passed away.
Oh.
She died. No, apparently the little kid passed on because of that accident that Andy Reid's son was in.
Basically, what I've heard about it is that there's multiple people still in the hospital over it, multiple kids that are in the hospital about it still, and I think that had a big impact on the Chiefs game tonight. I really do.
I
feel
think
like
it
the
really
team
distracted them.
and I think they all felt bad, or they didn't want to be around certain people. So I don't know.
And it's also just that offensive line. I mean, Mahomes knew the defenses were coming, but the offensive line.
It looked like Andrew Luck out there. He looked like Andrew Luck out there tonight, straight up. Like,
he should have yelled good hit," every single time.
He got hit like at least 20 times tonight, at least. So
that last hit, though, I think it was Sue, Pierre-Paul, and one of their middle linebackers. He got like bent backwards in a way.
I saw his neck like below his waist.
That late hit was just straight disrespect. I mean, come on.
Yeah, didn't they get a penalty for that too?
Yeah, they did.
Well, it was
they should have thrown him out of the game for that, but
not for that. It was a taunting from.
The taunting that should have been thrown out of the game. I don't know why I didn't throw him out, but whatever.
And the game was basically already over with. What was he gonna do? Be out for 3 more minutes and then come back on the field and celebrate?
Directly after that incident, some guy that's naked ran on the field, and that got on live television. So it's just like
dicks out for Mahomes.
I mean, it certainly wouldn't be the first time that some naked ass freaking customer.
Well, you know what's really messed up is Nickelodeon was streaming this game. So,
oh my god,
I didn't even know that.
You would think that they would learn from their first mistake with the F-bomb from Cordarrelle Patterson, but I guess not.
I want to say this now. I want to rate the CBS coverage.
Okay.
I want to keep. You want to? We can say whatever you were gonna say, and we can talk about that.
Oh no, I it's all right. Go ahead. I didn't remember.
All right. So for me, CBS, I thought they did a horrible job with the coverage of tonight's game. First off, I didn't like the halftime show. That was probably the worst halftime show I've ever seen, in my opinion.
I thought it was probably the least controversial.
Yeah, but when he went into the little room in the stage or whatever, I almost puked straight up. I literally got motion sickness. I had to walk out of the room, go sit on the toilet because of how bad I felt.
That's an epileptic's worst nightmare. Not that I'm picking on epilepsy, but when that camera's spinning around like that, that's just.
And in the motion, like all the Amazon graphics on the field, it didn't look like they were doing like when they were showing in the third quarter the score or whatever at the beginning of the third quarter or whatever, and they had Patrick Mahomes on the one side and Tom Brady on the other on top. Those they made me get sick too just looking at those. I don't know. I honestly think that I did like what they did with their ticker at the bottom. I'm always up for changing that down there, but I thought the coverage
itself, in like 8 years.
Right, and I don't know. I just thought the coverage was kind of bad, to be honest. I don't know. It's CBS. What do you expect? But
I don't know.
Right.
I think the fact though that we had Romo, we can be blessed that we had Romo calling the game.
Right.
Yes. So. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you can be in agreement with me on this, Zach, but I guess I got really ticked off when Romo was basically patting Mahomes' ego, saying, "Oh, well, he's gonna win and be in so many other Super Bowls after this
Yeah,
one.
that's not gonna happen. That's the problem with that.
Thank you.
He's
I
not. They're losing literally everybody off that team. Everybody's up for free agency this summer.
and I think
like half their defense.
Let me double check, but I believe I read somewhere that the cap is going down too next year.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to get
because
rid
of
of people.
the COVID hit.
Yeah,
Or they're probably gonna have to get rid of Hill because they're not gonna be able to afford him. And that running back that they have, I imagine he'll be gone within the next 2 years as well. But
also, being a Bills fan, it's kind of painful for me to see that LaShawn McCoy has basically been handed 2 championship wins without basically doing a single damn thing.
well, we got to talk about Antonio Brown winning a championship.
I know.
He should not be in the NFL. I'm sorry.
And he did little to help out the Bucs too.
Been actually proven in court to be a offender, he should not be in the NFL. That's just my opinion on it.
No, he really shouldn't be. He
paid those people off. That's what he did, so that way he wouldn't go to jail. Okay.
So for me, I think he should be behind bars and probably in jail still right now.
Right. And he spent some time, if I remember properly.
Okay, so the salary cap is projected, according to sources, 180 to 181 million. So regardless, the Saints are going to be in the hole, or not the Saints. The Chiefs are going to be in the hole next year.
Right. We'll see. I think there's some teams that do have cap space, but I think that's like the Panthers are one of those. I believe the Bears are because they're taking both their quarterbacks off the payroll, and then of course Detroit. But we'll see what they spend that money on.
Detroit also has Jared Goff's contract now.
Yeah, but it was less than what Stafford was.
True, and a lot of free agents as well. There's another thing. A lot of free agents want to go to LA now to play with Stafford.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm quite shocked about that.
The new stadium that no one wants to be in because it's not that good, and it's been rated like 27th as a brand new stadium, 27th out of 31.
And it's going to host the Super Bowl very soon. I think next year, right?
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm pretty sure it is Super Bowl 56.
Show that will be.
Oh boy. Yeah, we'll
Let's
see. I don't think it's going to be a rematch,
check this
but
out.
We'll see. The thing is, what you were saying though before is what team can challenge the Chiefs? The Titans and the Bills. That's what I'm going to point. And actually, I wouldn't even rule out the Browns in this.
Browns.
Well, the Browns had one freaking shot at beating the fucking Chiefs with freaking Chad Henne at the center, and they fucked it up. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. But they're going to get better. I mean, they still got that little bit of clown in them.
Yeah, I honestly think that the Bills are going to be in the Super Bowl next year. I called it earlier this year. I said that I thought the Bills were going to do something very, very special within the next 2 or 3 years, and I believe next year is the year they're going to do it.
Yeah.
I honestly think that Josh Allen, and I've always believed in Josh Allen, never been a doubter for him. I think that he is something special. So we'll see what happens. He may be like the next Drew Brees. We'll see what that ends up being the case.
If they're going to get there, they're really going to have to do a lot of change. And Brian and I have talked about this. I don't think right now is the best time for him to get a big contract. I say pick up his 5th-year option and then wait.
Yeah, maybe ask him to take a cut so that way you could do what Brady has done in the past. But we'll see if that happens. But
so I just checked up. Yes, next year's Super Bowl is in SoFi Stadium.
Yeah,
just wanted to make that.
It's not going to be. Here's the thing: the division is not going to be full-blooded for the next 15 years for the Bills like it was for the Patriots because you got the Dolphins coming up. I mean,
and we don't even know about.
Well, we'll see if that happens because
we'll see.
And we don't even know about the Jets.
Not going to be a starter. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, mark my words. Don't sleep on the Jets with Robert Saleh as their coach. I think they're going to get better.
but they won't. They won't do anything. They won't win.
It won't be immediate, but it'll be in a few. I think he's the best coach they've had in years.
It's a legacy of failure. They won't win.
True. But
I don't know if you guys were hearing about the whole Sam Darnold thing. Apparently, they've been telling teams they're not even remotely looking to trade him away, but they have been listening to phone calls.
that's what they've been saying about Deshaun. Well, no, Deshaun Watson says he wants out, and Texans
They don't
won't
want to trade him. Nope.
This is gonna be a messy situation.
I still think there's going to be a
Carson
holdout.
Carson Wentz, there is a huge rumor. One of my coworkers told me today. I don't know how true it is, but apparently that the Eagles are going to land Nick Foles again and a few draft picks. I don't see this one happening. I think he's headed to Indy.
And if they somehow do bring him back, then why did you get rid of him in the first place?
Well,
That's all I
the
have to
problem
ask.
is, who are the Colts going to trade to get Carson Wentz? Because Philadelphia is going to want a lot for Carson Wentz. They're not just going to
True.
want a draft
And
pick.
it's
And the
gonna
Colts are not going to give up
probably be a few
anybody on that
drafts. Yeah.
offensive line. They've worked too hard and spent too much money on that offensive line. They're not going to get rid of anybody after that. And that's what Philadelphia needs.
Thing is, they can get rid of Brissett. I think Brissett's got potential still.
Brissett's a free agent. They let him go. They re-signed him.
Okay.
So he's not. They only have one quarterback on the roster. Right
all
now.
they have is Eason right now,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah,
not
they're
really
trying.
that good.
Yeah, and
No.
he didn't even take a snap. He didn't even take a snap in training camps. Is what I've read.
Yeah.
But
I don't think so. And the thing about him is apparently he's trying to get his whole, offense or his whole quarterbacking skills under control. Apparently he's going to meet up with a QB guru and basically do the whole Josh Allen type of thing and work on his mechanics, which could help him, could not help him. Who the hell knows at this point? I just don't think that he's going to be starting into next year.
right, and I honestly think there's something, and I'm not saying Andrew Luck is what it is. I'm not even going to consider that. But there is something that the Colts are trying to do,
There's
and
something up their
maybe
sleeve.
because they're not just going to let Brissett and leave Eason as their backup, because that doesn't make any sense. Because if they're going to try to bring somebody in, I don't know what I'm saying, but like they wouldn't just let Brissett go and leave Eason there as a starter or as their only quarterback on the roster if they were going to have something up their sleeve. But the leak that came out about Andrew Luck, that could have been from 2 years ago when he was injured. That could have been a long time ago. That somebody just did it so that way they get, publicity and stuff like that.
I don't think he's coming back. If he wanted to come back, he would have done so by now.
Right.
So
Plus, we don't even know what he's doing right now.
He actually still lives here in Indiana, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's like the most wanted architect out of everybody in the world. He's like the best architect. I can't even talk right now.
Architect.
Yeah, I can't even talk right now. But yeah,
That's
he's
right.
supposed to be the best in the world. So
See, I thought he was a farmer. That's what I thought he was doing. I thought he went back up. Honestly.
I thought he was the caveman in the Geico ads, but hey.
yeah. Well, Drake is now a part of the State Farm ad with
Yeah. I
with
saw that.
so
Oh man. Yeah, I love it. Oh man, who else was there? Geez, there was a few good ads. The Blake and Gwen one got a lot of good reviews, I guess.
I didn't see the Kia one. Was there a Kia one? Normally they do a story
I'm
one.
not sure, honestly. I don't know. The Wayne's World one was a huge disappointment. 'Cause was it? They had Cardi B on there, and it was just a mess.
And normally does the Super Bowl start at 6:30 like that? Like,
Yeah, usually.
that's what I thought, but like I honestly thought it started a little bit earlier than normal. But
It felt like it, definitely.
I don't know. I know they're doing the after party or whatever they're calling it, the after show or whatever. But I don't really care about that. The only thing I care about is the game, and
You sure you
even
don't
if
want to
like
see the Gronkaneer?
the Gronkaneer, you mean the Chompaneer?
Yeah, no,
But
the Gronk.
the Gronk, we'll
Yeah.
see if he retires or he comes back next
Oh,
year.
he'll be back.
We'll see.
I'm sure he'll be back. But no, who knows? He's gonna be partying like a wild animal, basically, the next
Well, they're gonna burn down their
6 months.
city like they tried to do before with the boat parade they did. They're probably gonna do the same thing for the Buccaneers as they did the with the Lightning,
Oh
and
boy.
it was crazy. It was like COVID wasn't a thing. So
Yeah, just
Red
wait till
state, but
Buffalo ever. Well, that city's going to
yeah.
be in a living nightmare.
And Buffalo and Bills Mafia, hold your horses. When we said they may have a shot at the Super Bowl, I don't think we meant they're shoo-in to win. Don't burn your
No,
tables
definitely
yet.
not.
Don't burn your tables yet. I'm pleading with you because you're gonna look like fools next year if you don't get there. But no, they definitely have a shot next year.
yeah, I'm gonna say this now. I don't think the Packers have a shot next year.
Unless they
Personally,
really make some changes
yeah,
and actually go after some guys that they need and not want.
I don't think they're getting. I don't even know if they're gonna. Well, they'll probably make the playoffs.
They'll
Aaron
make the
Rodgers will
playoffs.
pull them to the playoffs, but I don't think they're gonna win a playoff game. And they'll probably lose in the wild card game. I honestly don't think they're gonna be the same team as they were this year. Um, and I can see them letting people go. Probably we'll see Zarius Smith leave again,
Mm,
and that safety core is going to fall apart again. He'll be left with just Darnell Savage, and he'll be the only safety we have because all the other ones are randoms that should be in the XFL. So,
I don't know. I
right.
think
And unfortunately, I think they really, if they're really going to do anything on that offense, they really just got to help Devontae Adams. He cannot be your only main target. You need another guy like Randall Cobb or Jordy Nelson to complement Devontae
right.
Adams.
well, I think Champa Bay is gonna win that division next year, especially knowing that Drew Brees is going to retire tomorrow. Um, so I think the Saints are falling out of the playoff picture.
Well, you got to keep in mind the Vikings are done. They're trying to trade Kirk Cousins away, and you got the Bears who are not
They
going to have a
got two
quarterback.
stud receivers though. I mean, if they can just get rid of Kirk Cousins, they might have a shot.
I
Yeah, but it all
honestly think it'd be
depends on
best to
who they get.
draft a quarterback. To be honest, they should probably look at doing that. Maybe even
Yeah,
moving up somehow.
I was about to
Atlanta's
say,
rumored to draft a quarterback. Every mock draft I've seen has been Zach Wilson going to, or
Maybe
Trey
even Matt
Lance going
Ryan's
to.
going to the Colts.
Is Matt Ryan
Going
leaving?
is Matt Ryan going to the Colts?
no, it's
That's
Matt
a
Ryan getting
possibility.
traded. That's the
They have the
question.
cap space for him. They have more cap space than anybody in the entire league. So
I mean, Matt Ryan's in. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but he's in a Drew Stafford or Matt Stafford type situation there, where he's just
right.
they wasted half of his career.
But I also think he's the reason why why they choked half the time. But
He's the
I don't
reason
know.
they choked in the Super Bowl,
Right.
in a way. So, oh boy, a lot to talk about with next year. Of course, it's going to be a huge whirlwind with the quarterback situations next year.
Yeah, there's a lot of free agency that's going to be having
Yeah,
about. I think this is the biggest free agency in quite some time. Tell you the truth, like you can literally build a whole team with how many free agents there are.
I saw
Was
some
there a
of
CBA or something supposed to be up this?
they actually renegotiated that, I believe, last
But
year.
was it supposed to be up this coming year or
I
whatever?
think so because
That's the
it's
reason
what
why.
every
That's
10
why
years.
there's so many free agents because they end the contract
Yeah.
then because they know they're gonna get paid more later
Well,
after that.
maybe it is the CBA, and then I'm pretty sure it might be because then the next year is the TV. This is the last year the TV deal's coming up.
Right, and supposedly ESPN is out. They weren't going to be able to afford it, supposedly. That's what I've been hearing recently.
I've been hearing that, I've been hearing that, but I've also been hearing rumors they want in on the Super Bowl. They want like one of the Sunday packages. But they don't
I
have
think
the
they need to.
personnel.
I think they need to stop it. I think they're hurting themselves, to be honest. But again, like Urinating Tree said the other day,
I don't know.
I would like to see them fail, to be honest.
Put Monday Night Football back on ABC. Come on. You know,
I just want to
if
see
you're,
ESPN fail.
I'm saying if you're gonna keep the package, put Monday Night Football on ABC. And the thing is, they lose Monday Night Football, they lose the NFL package, they're done. Let's put it that way. ESPN is no longer the worldwide leader in sports.
Yeah,
And
maybe
ESPN
I think
doesn't
they should merge
need.
with Pat McAfee, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think ESPN even would have to worry because they still have all their other. I think they would be just fine.
That's a lot of money you're losing. No.
That's
Not
true.
to mention you'll lose Chris Berman, the most exciting man in sports now.
Yeah, but doesn't ESPN have a partnership with ABC? Would they really
Yeah,
be
they are
losing
owned
a lot of
by-
money?
Yeah, they're owned by it.
Yeah, they're owned
Yeah,
by
so
ABC,
that's
which
why-
is owned by Disney.
Like I said, put Monday Night Football back on ABC because you screwed over people and you moved it to ESPN. Get Phillip Rivers for the booth.
You're right, definitely.
You know, he can let out a few dadgummits throughout the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Put
You
it
know
on
what would be the
Nickelodeon.
most interesting
put
combination of
it
people
on Disney
together?
XD. There we
Yeah,
go.
Disney XD.
Instead of slime, just think of something else creative.
Carly's wisdom, I call it that, and you just pull something out of the bag, and there is a touchdown. I don't know.
Or you got Paw Patrol to celebrate with them or something. Who knows?
Oh my
Or
god!
Mickey Mouse comes out of the.
Not the South
know.
Park Mickey Mouse. We don't need that.
Oh my god!
Nah, but
All the players change to Mickey Mouse and Goofy and all the characters in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
oh jeez.
Yes,
Oh man.
there we go.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I loved how they did the slime lights there at halftime too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. They're just desperate. They're desperate.
I think they did bad when they didn't put any stages in the middle of the field. I think that was a mistake. They should have had stages in the middle of the field instead of having it on that one platform. But they didn't even use the pirate ship. They should have used the pirate ship if they had the pirate ship right there.
I think the pirate ship would be used considering it's such a great prop. And really no other team has that kind of prop to use.
The reason why that stadium is still there, functioning as their stadium.
Oh boy, Jason just got photobombed.
Yeah, don't mind my cat looking out the window.
He's disgusted with that Chiefs performance. He said the
I guess
Patrick Price is not the way to go.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
you gotta go with the. You have to go to the.
You gotta go with the Rodgers rate.
The Bradia. You gotta go to Bradia and go for a swim in the ocean,
Yeah,
or go to a trip to Disney in Bradia.
yeah,
Instead of Florida, it's Bradia.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm
Yeah,
saying anymore.
something.
Now, I hate to really change subjects. I guess what was one of your guys' favorite, commercials of today? I would probably have to say the Tracy.
The Tracy Morgan ones weren't that bad.
I don't know. I just don't think that this year was very focused on the commercials.
I thought the
years
TurboTax commercial was awful. The one with the sweatshirt with the face on it, that was the dumbest commercial I think.
Yeah,
I've ever
that one
seen.
was pretty bad.
Oh,
To be honest, I don't really know which one was my favorite.
Like I said, that's why I say I don't think it was as good as it has been in years past because it seemed like they were trying too hard with them. I definitely will say that they were really pushing Paramount Plus in the commercials
Yeah, it's
this
not even
year,
launched
weren't they?
yet.
You know what's funny is I thought it was a hot mic moment a few times. You know, like those ads a few years ago where Joe Buck and Troy Aikman started like calling a play and then it turned into a Tide Pods ad or
Oh,
something.
Yeah.
I
I
think
thought for
so.
sure it cut to them and then they're talking about the skylight and I'm like, oh boy, hot mic moment. Let's see, will
Well,
Romo say
they had
something
like
he's gonna regret?
they had this like commercial. It kept on coming on. It came on twice. There was two different versions of it, of the horse being the start. And I'm thinking, oh, this is Budweiser. No, it ended up being like a show on CBS. I'm like, seriously? And it like Budweiser said, oh, we're not gonna put any money towards commercials this year. We're gonna just donate to COVID relief, and they did it anyway. They with the Bush brand or the in Bud with Bud Light. So I don't know. Since Budweiser and Bush is basically the same company, so
Yeah, that's all owned by Bush anyway.
right.
So, but yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, the ads were kind of disappointing this year.
It just seemed
I
like
mean,
more. It was they were centering more towards the game than they were the commercials, which I guess there's nothing wrong with that. But when you have a game like you did, where it was a lot of one-sided with
was it?
the game
It's
itself,
The ratings are
uh,
gonna be down. That's just straight up gonna be
yeah,
they
down.
for
are,
sure.
but what was it?
And
It's
honestly,
on
I really
CBS.
think that nobody was going to
Yeah,
watch this mostly
you,
anyway because everything.
yeah. So I was gonna say. So we talked about NBCSN. You think they're gonna start shoving Paramount down people's throats?
Yeah, for sure. And they were already
They're gonna
were.
eliminate the CBS Sports Network for Paramount.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
that's where you're gonna have to go watch IndyCar
Yep,
races and NASCAR races when they go to CBS.
yep.
So
And that's
it's
where
gonna
you're
be the
gonna have
same
to
way.
watch March Madness when they cut the deal with Turner and say, "Screw you guys, we're leaving."
Right. Well, we'll see if that happens. They may just launch their own thing, March
Plus, they got
Madness Plus.
they've got they've got like 8 more years left on that deal anyway, so there's a lot of time to worry about that.
But
I mean,
yeah, I just find it. I'm just gonna be weird that the ratings would go down when they go to CBS, but they're going to go down. And CBS is considered the best, the number one channel, like by far, out of any other channel on cable. So we'll see that what's
I
gonna
don't know.
happen, but I'm guaranteed that's
Maybe
what's
they
gonna happen.
maybe they thought the ratings would go up if they put Stephen Colbert live because he is the king of late night right now.
Well, if anybody really
Something.
watches that, since it's gone way too political, and
Eh,
most people don't even want to watch political stuff. Doesn't matter what side, they just don't want to
yeah,
watch it. It's
well,
exactly.
he was
annoying.
already political with his.
I don't know, but they really pushed him and James Corden this
Didn't
week.
John Oliver get canceled or something too?
I'm sure he did, but no, they pushed the crap out of Colbert and what's his name, Corden there.
Right. And well, when Colbert had a Colbert report, he was already basically very political with that. So I guess it that his late night show would get kind of close to that esque, but I
Yeah,
don't want to go far into that. I'm sorry.
yeah. I
That's
won't
not
dive
me.
into that. We're not on the political network
I
here.
don't
No.
understand why Tampa has not changed, or the Champa hasn't changed their picture yet on Twitter. It still says NFC champions on here. It's almost been an hour since they
Hmm.
won.
I'm pretty sure they will later tonight.
I
Maybe
tweeted
the
at them, asked them why they haven't changed it.
maybe
So
the social media guys on the weed.
yeah, well they changed they've been
Or
putting
maybe he's
stuff
just a
on here.
little on the drunk side and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it tomorrow."
They're retweeting players though. They
Yeah, that's what
retweeted
I'm
Sean
saying.
Murphy bunting, and they've cracked open the champagne in the locker room.
And got got their stogies out as
Oh,
well.
Tom Brady's with Metallica in the locker room.
Oh, isn't that even allowed?
Yeah, because Metallica, like I told you, was supposed to be on the Colbert Report tonight. That's why.
Something.
I don't know why they're in the locker room.
All I'm going to say is, Gronk, be careful with that trophy. Don't drop it.
Bruce Arians is not retiring. Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Don't drop the trophy, Gronk.
Didn't
Maybe
he
your
break?
last one.
Didn't he break the freaking Lombardi trophy that one year?
He broke
think
one
he-
trophy.
He dropped. Didn't he drop the MVP trophy?
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, so they've been
last.
they've been tweeting the crap out of the fact that they won the championship, but they haven't updated the picture.
So they're really not the champions.
Yeah.
They're the NFC champions.
Conspiracy theory. They made you
Maybe.
want. They made us think that they won the championship.
Maybe
but
the
really
Patriots
was.
won the championship. That's why they tweeted saying the greatest to ever do it, and
Maybe they're
Gronk
the
don't drop the
Tampa.
trophy.
Maybe
Literally,
they're
that's
the
what the
Tampa
Patriots-
England
Oh my
Patriots
God.
or whatever.
What if they
Patriot
rip out?
cheers.
What if they like rip out open
Yeah,
their jersey?
cheers.
Like, haha,
Yeah, cheers. Don't
You're thinking
you know
backwards.
where everybody knows your name? No. Okay.
No, we were actually playing for the
Somebody
Pats,
made a,
not the Bucks.
Somebody made a sad Patriots logo. That's fitting right now.
You think they're tweeting pain right now?
Yeah, that's what they should put.
They should. After all, Brady just debunked like Belichick's legacy right there.
No,
And
the only
you know
thing
what's
they've
also-
tweeted out is they said, "Congrats to the greatest of all time," and Gronk, be careful with that trophy. That's literally all they put.
Patrick Mahomes has tweeted, "Oh, we'll be back. Wasn't the way we wanted to end, but we'll be back."
Yeah, they're not gonna be back.
See.
I
What
don't
about
think
his
so.
loudmouth fiance? Let's see.
She's probably crying, and
She's probably
playing
crying. Oh my
worse.
God, he almost got fucking murdered out there.
Not
I need to stay calm. I'm about to have a child. I'm pregnant. I gotta be careful.
My hormones is all
Get here,
acting
Patty.
up.
I need you
Oh
so
my
bad.
We're live, guys. We're live
need-
still.
I need you to cuddle with me, so we can make your toe feel better.
Oh my God.
So that way you don't have to get that procedure done on it.
So, how much do you think that the actual like toe is really hurting him, or do you
Yeah.
think it's a whole?
I think it actually is hurting him a lot. He's
I
really,
think he's
really
in a
tough.
lot of pain.
Because I've almost thought that he was downplaying it a lot, but I guess I was
Nah.
wrong.
Here we go. Brittany Matthews. Not how we wanted to end, but 15 played his heart out, and I'm always forever proud of him and everything he does. Now let's have a baby.
Oh my god.
Okay.
15 played his heart out. Is that why he barely completed 50% of his passes and threw 2 interceptions?
Yeah, exactly.
Again, he had his worst performance of his career.
Now,
Right, and
I hate to
his
say it,
biggest
since when
loss of
was
his
his
career?
balls in his wife's purse
it's not his wife, it's his fiance.
or
That's it.
fiance? You know what I mean.
It might as well be his wife with
I'm gonna go work out in the gym, and we're gonna get sponsored by Roman.
Oh boy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh man.
Oh
Yeah, I think
jeez.
that's where
Oh, man.
we'll end it here.
Yes.
All I'm gonna say is Tyler Hero's a baller, man.
Oh man.
Tyler-
We're gonna have to
different.
talk about that next week too here. So we'll see. But Zach, thanks for joining us late here.
Yeah,
On,
no problem.
Our Super Bowl special. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Kind of turned into an everything special, but hey, we got a chance to talk a little bit more on stuff we couldn't talk about earlier this morning. So that's great. And we'll see you guys on Saturday for the Daytona. Well, Jason won't, but we'll probably see you for the Daytona 500 special on Saturday. Zach and I maybe. And then
Maybe. I
maybe.
work, so we'll see.
yeah, fingers crossed, maybe. But otherwise, we'll see you here next Sunday. So until then, guys, goodbye, everyone.
God, what was that, like 2 hours? No, actually, no, it was not 2 hours. It was like an hour and a half.
Come on, Patty.
Yeah, you're